Hey guys, welcome to Nerdarchy for Nerds by Nerds. I'm Ted, hanging out with, well, this guy.
Dave.
And today we're going to do a game review on the GammaWorld role-playing game. I don't know how we can see that.
Yeah, but before
cool
we start mutating all over the place, if you haven't already, take this time to go click the link below in the description and sign up for the Nerdarchy newsletter, where you can get cool RPG tips every week delivered to your inbox. Plus, you learn the game with Nerdarchy.
So, back to the video. Now, GammaWorld, this is the newer version.
Yes, GammaWorld has been out since the 80s. I believe, I don't know if it's actually earlier than that. GammaWorld was actually the first RPG I was actually exposed to. And I don't know if that was first edition GammaWorld. I don't even know what edition this is. I suspect this is like, somewhere between 5 and 7.
Okay.
Yeah, because I played a little bit when I was younger of the very first edition, which is which is very 80-esque in style, where it's all like randomized. You never knew what you were going to get.
Right.
But it was only like a session here, a session there. But, it just had the freaking coolest art.
The artwork in this box set is pretty darn amazing, if you ask me.
I think the previous art was better because it was more realistic.
Okay.
But this is a little more like anime or cartoony. But then again, like, this game is a little more anime or cartoony. So what we actually have here is the D&D GammaWorld role-playing game. Much of which is actually based off of 4th edition D&D rules.
Now, inside we have the 3 books that were actually released.
Yeah, there was 2 expansions.
So you've got
I pretty much picked up everything.
Famine and Fargo, and it's a very light-hearted game. You have to go in with a sense of joviality, because you look at the covers. You got tentacle people.
Yeah, let's see.
You got a chicken monster.
Let's see if we can hold these up so people can see. There's the one, and that first one. This is Famine and Fargo, which Fargo spelled weird. Then we have the Legion of Gold, and of course this is the actual rule book. This is the game right here, essentially, right? Yeah. This book. It's
so you look at the small book, and it's, I don't even see page numbers here. There we go. So it's just over 150 pages. 159.
Yeah, and it seems like they're all around the same number. They are actually all 159 pages.
Now, and as we said, it's based on 4th edition. So if you like 4th edition, you can totally check this out. Totally, find
it's
yourself
like
a copy.
D&D, but it does have some differences.
Yes.
It's actually even more rules light than 4th edition, in the sense that one is you didn't have, there's no classes. It's just actually 2 races that combine.
Yes.
Because you're always basically playing some kind of mutant.
Yes.
Whether you physically look like a mutant or not. Because there is a couple of them where it's like you just kind of have like powers, and you still look generally humanish.
You could be a tentacle spider, if you will, and totally be a cross between an octopus and a spider, and figure out what that looks like. Or you could totally be just like, well, I'm a dude and I'm on fire all the time. You're gonna look human, but you're gonna be on fire.
So it used the power system pretty much from 4th edition.
Yeah, and the box set actually comes with cards, so you guys can actually have your powers, similar to those of you who played 4th, and you printed out your character sheet with the selected options. You have those.
So here's the thing. Like, I actually thought the lore to this was actually really cool, like the way they decided things happened. In the fall of 2012, scientists at the Large Hadron Collider in Geneva, Switzerland, embark on a new series of high energy experiments, right? So basically when they do this, like, all the dimensions kind of end up colliding and getting ripped apart. So you have, and that's how like all the mutations happen. So you have something from everywhere's that's kind of possible. So and then it's like post-apocalyptic. It's Wild Wild West.
Yes.
It's funny, like, you have modern weapons, so you can have guns. And basically, if you use your gun once during a fight, you never run out of ammo. but you can do what's called going hog wild and use your gun as much as you want. For as long, that fight can last 3 days. You just keep shooting, right? You don't run out of ammo. But as soon as the fight's over, you're out of ammo. So, like, there's only, like, you either have ammo or you don't have ammo. Which is kind of weird. Like, the armor is, like, light, medium, and heavy.
Yes.
And literally, that's what it is. And then it's
you
like...
describe what it is.
You tell us what it is.
I had a guy who was that on fire property, and he literally just took street signs and melted them onto his body. And every once in a while, things would slag off, and he'd just go get a new piece.
Yeah, and like, was that the guy that fought with an anvil?
Yeah.
Or not an anvil, a anchor.
Anchor, yeah.
Yeah, so, like, literally, that would be a two-handed heavy weapon. So, like, it was basically up to you to describe what it was you were using.
Right. There's literally the possibilities are endless. It's really up to your imagination. And if you're like me and you like playing weird, freaky stuff every once in a while, and you like lighthearted games, you can dive into this and go hog wild.
Yeah. I don't know if it's still there, but online, Watts had a character creator, a random character creator. I know you sat there for like hours pushing the button,
absolutely,
and printing out characters one time, like 40 characters. Yeah. You know,
I did. I just was like, all right, that sounds like a cool combination. Print. Hit it again. I don't like that one. Hit it again. And I came to the table. It's like, you can die. You know, you can die in this game. And although it's rules light, it can still be challenging depending upon what your DM throws at you. So it's like, all right, well, if you come prepared with character sheets ready to go, it's totally doable. I know you said your biggest disappointment about this is that it only goes up to level 10.
Yeah, it's beer and pretzels all the way. It's not meant for an ongoing game. Like, even the way they do like the stats in this, it's like so you have two origins, right? They're called origins,
right? Your half races.
Yeah. So your primary origin gives you take an 18 and whatever the stat is for that.
Yes.
It's considered theirs, and then you get a 16 in
your second origin.
In your second. So and if you have the same primary origin, you get a 20.
Yes.
So stats are much higher than 5th edition.
Absolutely.
And then then you roll 3 die 6 for your scores, just like you would old school.
Right.
Which is really weird. So you get like 2 really good scores, and then you
might
get
have crap.
Then you get whatever the dice gods say. So we played this a few times. It was kind of like the monsters are kind of weird in it. You get with each of the expansions, you got all kinds of tokens, or pawns or whatever you want to call them. I don't know if you can see them or not in the plastic through the glare or not, but like there's a bunch of them in there. You get the cards. Oh, they also had the booster packs, and you could get like some of the cards are your power cards, but or was it not? Or was it the power cards, or were they the you had your gear?
You had your gear, but then you also had like the alien tech or whatever it was called.
Yeah, like gear and alien tech, and also like mutations that would happen. So that's what these were like, and you would randomly get them at different parts in the game. Like there's different phenomena that happen in the game that would just say, okay, random power time. Lose your powers, get new ones, in addition to what your origins gave you.
Right.
So they're not actually in the cards. Those powers, the cards are separate. And he actually did a thing where they were like selling booster packs of them, and I had gotten a bunch of those as well. I would actually like this game if it like had more support to it.
Right.
It's very rules light, which is fine. I don't really care about that. As far as for a role playing game, that's not really that relevant. It's not mechanically crunchy, so if you like heavy mechanics, you're not going to like this. But it was just kind of like Ted said, it's lighthearted. You can't take it too serious. Just a fun game to play.
It's something that if your DM is stuck on preparing an adventure this week, and it's like, well, what do I do? you guys can take a break, check this out. It's something that you can, run a quick story. You could totally do Rescue the Princess or any of the
dude. The one module literally is a chicken factory actually goes crazy and mutates the chickens into chicken people, and they become like this paramilitary chicken organization. So it's really silly. It's really crazy. I would recommend it for a night of fun.
Yes, absolutely. Just reminiscing. I totally. It's like I want to play this again now.
Yeah, but at the same time, I would also like to play like a more hardcore, serious GammaWorld game as well.
Yeah.
So there's room for both in my life.
I agree.
So I don't know. You guys, have you played GammaWorld? Which editions have you played? Have you played this version? Hate it, like it, whatever. Let us know in the comments below. Why are like, share, and subscribe.
You can also support us on Patreon.
So until next time,
stay nerdy.